So you've downloaded the PDF, now what? You're going to hit Control P or print, and it's going to bring up the printer dialog box, and you can look through your settings and make sure that they match mine. The paper size should be letter, and the scale should be fit to printable area. And then after you've checked everything, hit print. Alternatively, if you need to adjust the pattern size, you can open up the link and change it in Canva. You're gonna use the bottom corners to adjust the sizes, make sure nothing is overlapping. But I'm gonna hit Control Z and undo those things, and hit share, download, change the file type to PDF print, and then click download, and that's gonna download it to my computer. Then once we get that PDF, you're gonna open it up and repeat the steps from part 1. Part 3, practicing printing on a piece of paper. So what I like to do is get a scratch piece of paper and write the word front, and then load it into my printer to see which way the design is going to print, because it's different for every printer. For mine in particular, the paper ends up backwards, so the design ended up on the opposite side of where I wanted it. So now in part 4, figuring out how to load the Stick-N-Washaway stabilizer, I know that I need the back side, which is the shiny one, and the front side, which has a rough textured material. I know I need to put the shiny side facing up so that the design will print on the rough side. Now I'm printing out the design onto the stabilizer. And in part 5, I'm gonna start cutting out the individual pieces, keeping in mind that I need to have a border around each one of them. And I'm laying them out. Now it's time to peel off the design from the backing, making sure I do so from the top for your easiest accessibility. I've tried peeling it from the bottom and it just didn't work. I would also note that if you try to readjust the stabilizer after you've already stuck it on, it can result in the stabilizer not being secured to the fabric. So if you need to move it, I would add a pin to it just to be sure that it won't fall off, or print out the design again. I didn't end up actually filming me embroidering on the overalls because I didn't have the setup, and I was just trying to do it very quickly to get it done in time for my son's first birthday. But this is how it turned out. As you can see, there's a border around all of the different designs with the stabilizer peeking through. This was also my first time embroidering, so I made a few mistakes, which is why the apple looks very loose and weird. But this is just a close-up of how the different elements turned out. But for my stitches, I mainly used a satin stitch, and I'm gonna show you how to do that in a couple seconds. Okay, so here's some footage of me doing a proper satin stitch. Step 1, you're going to want to thread the needle. Next, you're gonna want to go on the opposite side of your thread and tie a knot 3 times so that it won't come loose. Then you want to make sure that you're using an embroidery hoop so that your fabric is pulled tight and it won't cause any loose stitching. Now we're going to break up the design into two pieces. There's the top, which is going to be side A, and the bottom, which is side B. In this case, because we're doing it on a square for simplicity's sake. And you're going to go up through side A and then come down on side B, and then you're going to, from underneath, go back to side A and then pull it down through side B and continue this all the way through up until you finished your design, making sure that no fabric is peeking through the thread. As you can see, after the satin stitch is finished, it provides a full coverage and there should be no fabric peeking through. And then on the back side, it's the same thing. There's a full coverage, and I'm going to use the remaining thread to create a knot to tie off the design. And after this, I'm going to cut off the excess thread. Alternatively to the regular satin stitch, you could do the thread saver version. In this version, you're going to start at the same way. You're going to start on going up through side A and ending on side B. But this time you're going to move over slightly and come back up through side B and end on A. And then as you see through the video, you're going to continue doing this, alternating between starting on A or B, depending where you last left off. And you're going to continue this until you have full coverage of your design. After this, when you flip over the design, you will see on the back how much thread it saves. Although the only drawback is because all the thread is either on the top or the bottom, it will become a lot thicker and make it harder for the needle to come through. So I don't really recommend it. Also, if you're doing it for a small design, it can warp the fabric and mess up the design. So that's also another reason to avoid it. But if you look at the front, both of them do look the same. They're both full coverage. Alright, so as you can see, I'm in a new location, and now I'm showing you the different Stick-N-Washaway fabric that's peeking through all the designs, and I'm gonna fix that just using some water to get it out, and I'm doing it to all the other designs now. I'm just scrubbing it with my fingers so that it agitates it a little bit. And I'm showing you all the different designs and how it's gone. I also put in some baby detergent. Okay, now we're gonna let it soak for 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, and I'm just rinsing off the soap and detergent and all that. And now I'm putting it in a towel so that it can dry. I threw it outside for a couple hours because it's so hot where I live. I just put it in there for 5 minutes with some tennis balls to try to loosen it up because it was so stiff. And here's some close-up of the different designs. And this is how it looks. This is the final product. And this is my son wearing it for his first birthday, and he loved it, and so did everybody else. They thought it was so cute and so creative. Thank you for watching. Bye.